Alright, so now we're going to start talking about inequalities. Inequalities. Now remember, inequalities are like greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. So we're going to work with these and see how we solve some of these. So let's start off by writing them. Alright, let's start off with something like you can spend no more than $30. So I'm going to use S for spend and 30. Now I can spend no more than $30. So first off, we got to think, can I spend exactly $30? And I can. I could spend $30. I just can't spend more than $30. And then because I can't spend more than $30, that must mean I must have to spend less than 30. And so I'm going to write it out like this. But these are great problems to do a check with. So let me walk you through a check. I can spend no more than $30. So that means I could spend $15. So instead of S, I'm going to write 15. Less than or equal to 30. Now here I have to make sure the mouth, remember we talked about this being a mouth, the mouth is facing the greater number. In this case, it is. 30 is greater than 15. If the mouth is facing the greater number, that means I wrote that down correctly. Alright, so that way I know that this is that. This isn't foolproof. The check is not foolproof, but it can help us. Alright, let's try another one. Let's say the slide is taller than 20 feet. Alright, the slide is taller than 20 feet. So I'll use S for slide and 20. And we know it's taller than 20 feet. Could it equal 20 feet? Well, it actually tells us it's taller than 20 feet. It can't equal 20 feet. And it is just greater than 20 feet. Now let's again think of the length of the slide. It could be 22 feet. So instead of S, I write 22. This is my check. I copy everything down just as it is. Now, is my mouth facing the greater number? It is, and so therefore I am good. This is correct. Again, it's not foolproof, but it can help us out in understanding what we wrote. It can help us out to make sure that we wrote the right less than, greater than sign as well. If you're having trouble understanding this, feel free to rewind the video, pause the video, stop and think about what I'm saying. That can help. All right, so don't feel like you have to just keep on going. If you're having struggle with this, go ahead and rewind it. Also, you can also try to look up problems online, inequality word problems, looking for something like that, or writing inequalities would be another thing you could search to see if you could find other problems. So inequality word problems or writing inequalities. Let's talk about graphing. Alright, let's go to graphing. And at first I want to graph x is less than or equal to 3. So I'm going to fill this out. 5, 2, 1. I might not fill the entire thing out. Less than or equal to, I have the line underneath it. It means it can be 3. So I'm going to shade in closed circle there. Now I'm going to shade left. Alright. Now let's do a check. I shaded over 1, so I'm going to put 1 inside for x. And is my mouth facing the larger number? It is, so I did that correctly. Let's do another one. Again, feel free to pause it at any time. S is greater than 14. So I go 14, 15, 16, 13, 12. No line. It's not equal to 14, so I use an open circle. It's greater than, so I'm going to shade right here. But let's do a check just in case. I shaded over 16, so let's substitute 16 in for S. Is greater than 14, and that works out. My mouth is facing the larger number. Let's do one more of these. M is less than or equal to negative 7. So I have negative 7, negative 6, negative 5, negative 8, negative 9. I have a line, it can't equal negative 7, so I'm going to close my circle. And then I'm going to shade to the left with a less than. And let's substitute in a number, negative 9. I shaded negative 9 in, so let's check it. Negative 9 is less than negative 7. The mouth is facing the larger number, so that means this is correct. I know I said that was our last one, but I do want to cover one more type of problem here. That's when the variable is on the other side. Something like that. So I'll go 7, 8, 9, 6, 5. Close circle on 7 because I have the equal sign. And then I'm going to shade to the left again. Although it's a greater than symbol, because my variable is on the other side, I have to swap it. And this is why. 7 is greater than or equal to, I shaded in 5, so check it. My mouth is facing the larger number, which means I did it correctly. So you have to be careful on which side the variable is on. That's why I want to do a problem like that. Again, if you're having trouble with this, feel free to rewind the video and go back through it until you start to see the pattern. You'll get it if you just watch it a couple times maybe. Hopefully we got it from here on out. Alright, a couple more problems here. Let's try a single step. X plus 3 is greater than 5. I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides. That gives me x, and that gives me 2. And I'm going to leave my symbol the same because I am not multiplying or dividing by a negative number. I am not multiplying or dividing by a negative number. Okay? That means I'm going to leave my symbol the same. Let's try another one. Let's try x over negative 2 is less than 16. Here I'm dividing, so to cancel it out, I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 2. Don't forget that negative sign. X, that's equal to 32, negative 32. And here I am multiplying by a negative number, therefore I'm going to switch the sign. I'm multiplying by a negative number right here, so I'm going to switch the sign. Let's try a two-step. 2x minus 3 is less than or equal to 17. I'm going to add 3. Add 3. We're going to cancel out the number that's not attached to the variable, but on the same side as the variable. It gives me 2x is less than or equal to 20. I'm going to divide by 2, divide by 2, and x, that gives me 10. And here I divided, but it's not a negative number, so I'm going to keep my symbol the same. Alright, I'll leave that up there for just another second, and we'll do one more problem together. X over negative 7 minus 4 is equal to negative 3. Let's do greater than or equal to negative 3. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. X over negative 7. Now here I'm just adding, that equals 1. Different sign subtract, remember singing the song. And because I'm just adding, that means my sign stays the same. Here I'm going to multiply by negative 7, multiply by negative 7, and x that's negative 7. And here I'm multiplying by a negative number, that means I'm going to switch the sign. So x is less than or equal to negative 7. Hopefully this helps. If not, if you have any questions, feel free to email me over the weekend, or we can talk on Monday. But hopefully this helps. Have a great weekend, guys, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday.